Nampak?
Nampak Doktor?
Okay, alright. Okay, Assalamualaikum, very good morning. Okay, let the rest join in. I'm not going to wait any longer. Okay, I believe most of you know me. Tapi all of you are mechanical kan? Okay, what we're going to do today is this is SK, not SKMM, now this is SEMM kan? So, skip. SEMM. Okay, let's start. Okay, my name is Fakhruddin Muhammad Samin. Okay, kalau you tengok my name ada we have. So this course is a professional engineering practice. Basically, this course is very important because when you graduate, you have to register. Number one, once you get your Senate letter and your transcript, you need to register with Board of Engineers. Okay, Board of Engineers, which is specifically where you have to register as an engineer, so that you can practice your your qualification as an engineer with the Board of Engineers, and it's become mandatory. Maknanya if you don't register, you will be, once you are caught, then you will be akan didakwa lah. Will be put on trial, charged in the court because you practice illegally. So on top of that, if you look my name, panjang nama saya. Panjang tak panjang?
Panjang.
Ha? Meleleh nak menyebut dia kan? So kalau you tengok there, I am yalah, professor is my title when I work in UTM. Tapi bila saya keluar daripada UTM, I don't have the title professor anymore. So but I will maintain the IR, TS. IR apa dia? Stand for engineer, right? TS is a technologist. TR is a doctor lah, because I have a PhD. And then at the back, belakang tu saya ada PN. Back end basically I'm a professional engineer because I have an IR, so I have an MI PN. So when I apply for my professional engineer, I use route number 2. Route number 2 is that I'm being the member of the Institute of Engineers Malaysia, MIEM. So MIEM is basically member of Institute of Engineers. Are you all GIM tak? Graduate member tak? Have you been a graduate member? You didn't do that? Kenapa you tak apply jadi graduate member IM? None of you? Who? Siapa yang dah ada apply jadi graduate member? Tak ada? Semua tak ada suara ni? Any of you have been a graduate member? IM?
Expired.
Ya.
Expired.
Dah expired? Kenapa tak ringgit? Berapa ringgit kena bayar?
RM50 Doktor.
So RM50. Kamu kena kod ke RM50? Okay, anyway, so this is what you're going to do. Okay, I'm also the director of the Department of Automotive and Ocean Engineering. Tapi that it will be tak lama lah. I'm going to step down because I'm going to be retiring by this September. Saya dah 60. Okay, alright. Okay, synopsis of this course introduce student to engineering ethics and engineer's responsibility towards safety, health, and welfare of the public. So once you become engineer, so you are going to be responsible to the safety, health, and welfare of the public. So maknanya as an engineer, you going to be responsible Because when you are when you are a professional engineer, kalau you choose to have the yang apa tu, yang practice professional engineer, so you can become sign the drawings, so you will be responsible. So that anything happen, you are the first one to be cash. Okay, this course emphasizes on the engineer as a professional man, engineers and society, code of ethics and professional conduct, standard law. So you learn all this lah. So apa benda, whatever, as an engineer, as a professional man. So you will learn a lot of things. You learn about the society, engineers with society, with the code of ethics. Code etik ini adalah kamu punya code, etika, professional conduct. So how you going to act as a professional, standard law and regulation. At the end of the course, students should be able to demonstrate and apply engineering professional ethics in their career as an engineer. Okay, course learning outcome. At the end of the course, students should be able to describe route to professional engineer and discuss rule and regulation in typical engineering works. So bila at the end of this one, when you work as a engineer, so you will after 3 to 5 years lah. I think mostly after 5 years, you can apply to become a professional engineer. So dia ada route, dia ada 3 routes. Route 1, route 2 dan route 3. Route 1 is straight away through Board of Engineers of Malaysia. Route 2 is through IEM, Institute of Engineers Malaysia. And route 3 adalah you already have Chang, chartered engineers. Kalau you ada chartered engineers, you ada Society of Mechanical Engineers. So maknanya you ada affiliate with other professional bodies, sama ada overseas ke, local ke, and then you can apply this through 3. Nanti kita will talk about that. And then identify and discuss professional engineering ethics, identify problem and plan for solution to using systematic approach, work effectively in group project. So maknanya I think you have many times become team working dengan your friends. Work effectively in individual and group project reports. So present and communicate effectively using appropriate presentation tools. Jadi nanti you ada presentation, and then demonstrate discipline through attendance lah. Okay. Okay, this course we will utilize active learning approach where students will actively participate in class or electronic discussion on this given. Atau maknanya this course will also utilize a cooperative learning approach where students will also be engaged in group project. Students will be required to present their group project assignment collectively. And then kita ada talk from external speaker or agent lecturer. We will give talk. So normally we will call very experienced professional engineers. And then learning outcome will be assessed through participation individual report, group report, and test. Jadi kita ada 2 individual assignment, 1 group assignment, and 1 test. So ini adalah dia punya breakdown. Kita ada 1 test, we carry 30% at the end of the semester. I think dalam minggu ke-10 kot. Week 10 we will have the 30% marks, and then you have an individual assignment, ada 2, so will be 20 marks. So you have a group project, formal report presentation, and then the presentation lah. Then we have about 40%, and then student participation by attendance and peer evaluation. Okay, so will be 10%. So attendance, I will give you mark for attendance kalau you get full mark. Kalau you attendance penuh, we get full mark. Kalau you attendance kurang 1 hari, 2 hari, then we will less mark. And then you have a peer evaluation, 5%. So this peer evaluation, you will evaluate your punya friends dalam masa kamu buat group project. Sama ada dia fully committed ke atau tidak. Okay, this is the topic that we're going to do. Week 1 and week 2 introduction, and then week 2 kita ada basically today I supposed to give you the by the end of this class I will give you 1 assignment. We suppose we do it last week. Tapi because last week kita cuti, so I will hand out the assignment today. So you have by next week you have to submit lah. Nak buat macam mana. Okay. Alright. Okay. It's a very short assignment. It's a 2,000 words. Jadi you kena buat minimum 2,000 words. Handwritten. And then make sure you write it properly. Good handwritten. Jangan apa tu? Because when you do become the professional engineers nanti, you will given 3 hours to answer 2 questions. So assignment yang you buat ini will be the same like what you are going to do during the when you apply for professional engineers. Ini saya bagi kamu 1 minggu. Kalau dalam apa tu interview masa nak jadi IR dengan you become a member of a IEM ataupun you become engineers, you are given 2 questions and then answer in 3 hours. And the word is about also the same, about 2,000. Okay. And then week 4 you have an assignment 2. We talk about week 2 professional engineering bodies. And then minggu 2 sampai minggu 3. And then we have a professional ethics. And then 4 and 5. 1 and 2 together, 3 and 4 together, 5 and 6 together, ethics and engineering practice law, and then 7 kita ada engineering practice law, tapi kita ada minggu ke-8 semester break. Tapi our break will be bertukar lah because of hari raya, we finish until week 6, and then after that week 7 become the mid semester break. So jadi, and then continue with 8. Okay, then week 9 health safety 10, and then okay, test will be about week 12 test. After you finish all the week 10, all the lecture, ada 5 lectures, ada 5 slides, and then kita week 11 we have the seminar, we call ni, and then 13, 14, 15 ada 3 minggu tu kita akan buat presentation lah. With all of you. So since we are combined 2 classes, so we take about 3 weeks lah to do the presentation. Okay, and then after this, you will form a group. Kalau ikut you punya group, you ada group 1, 2 and 3, 4 kan. So you can make a group teamwork about 5 people. 5 orang. So kita ada, tadi saya tengok attendance ada dalam 100. So 100 kali 5 ada 20 projek. And 20 team group. So 20, so kita akan bagi 7 kepada 3 minggu ni kepada 7 lah. 7, 21. Okay, any questions? Any questions so far? Ada question? You choose yourself. You pilih. You kenal semua-semua kan?
Kenal tak?
Okay. Awal dah 4 tahun duduk bersama kan? Takkan tak kenal?
Kenal.
So 4 tahun duduk bersama tak kenal juga. Tak mana tak campur orang lah ni. Is there any international in here? How many of you are international? Is there anybody international?
Here, doctor.
Huh?
I'm international, doctor.
You are international?
Yes.
Okay, alright. So, how many? Only one?
I think there is another person here, Parisa. She's yeah.
Alright, okay. Doesn't matter. Okay, then my number is 012-712-6644. I hope everybody dah ada dalam apa tu? Di dalam WhatsApp group. Because any information I will give that into the WhatsApp group. Okay, so far berapa dah ada 77. So we are supposed to have 102 tak silap saya. Now only 77. So where's the rest? Okay. Alright, so we go to our lecture. Okay, again, ini alamak. Ini because this is all SEMM. So this is all ni semua. Okay, alright, introduction. Okay, introduction. What do we think about engineering profession? Okay, what do you think about engineering profession? Okay, so what mean by engineering profession? Engineering profession is an important and learned profession. Okay, engineering is an important and learned profession. So maknanya to become an engineer and to do engineering, you need to learn. You need to study and learn the profession, because you cannot become a professional engineer. You cannot become an engineer without any education. So you need to learn to become an engineering profession. Okay, as a member of this profession, engineers are expected to exhibit the highest standard of honesty and integrity. So when you become an engineer, so integrity, so it's very important. The most important thing is integrity. So kalau you know about UTM punya DNA, tahu tak? ISAS, you know about ISAS? ISAS is basic. I stand for integrity. S will be synergy. Okay. Another S will be sustainability. Okay. Right. So this, you need to be honesty and integrity. So when you become engineer, when you work as a professional engineer, so kalau you work with a construction company, so when you build buildings, you need to show your honesty, integrity in doing when you work. Okay, engineering has a direct and vital impact on the quality of life of all people. So because it will affect the society. So when you are an engineer, people will respect you as an engineer, and then you are to show your quality with the society. Okay. Right, division of profession. In the highest sense, a profession is an occupation ordered as a following six distinguished marks. Jadi maknanya, kalau when you as a engineer, as a profession, the body of knowledge and art. So maknanya you kena a body of knowledge because you are very knowledgeable. Because and then your attitude, okay, is an art. Okay, an educational process. Additional process, because where you have to go through education. Basically, from first year you learn static, dynamic, and then after that, year 2 you learn thermodynamics, fluid. So this is process. You have to go through this all the process. So now you are about to end the process of education process, because where you will learn about how to become a professional engineers, because you need so a standard of personal qualification for admission, a standard of conduct, okay, formally recognized status, and organization of the profession. So when a standard of conduct, so maknanya when you become when you hold the title of a IR engineers, so you need to have a very good conduct, because there's a standard for that. And then a formally recognized status, because when you are in an IR, so you are very respected people, because people will recognize you as a professional engineers. Okay, so that's very important when you work. So don't apply as a professional engineers, but then some people doesn't care about that. So if you don't care about your status, then what to do? But as an engineer, to have the title of IR, professional engineers, is very uh, highly recognized and highly respected. Okay, and then is organization of the profession, because you are involved in a very big organization. Okay, in short, a profession comprises a group of people selected through an education process. Jadi, kalau when you are profession, okay, you comprises a group of people selected to because you are being selected, and because when you apply to study mechanical engineering, whether it's automotive or aeronautic, but still the basic is you have been selected. You are not been. You cannot just, if even though you have a money, if you have not been selected, then you cannot do this mechanical engineering. Okay, having the authority that stems from the fact that the profession alone has the knowledge and skill, and they are needed by members of the public or by the public at large. So when you are that when having authority, jadi maknanya you ada authority, on the fact that the profession alone has the knowledge and skill and they are needed by members of the public. Jadi maknanya when you are professional engineers, and then if you are work in a company or you work in a government sector, kalau you work in the government sector, you are work with something to do with engineering. So as professional engineers and with an title I have, so you are considered a very knowledgeable person. You have a skill. So when you become of professions, you have a qualification. You are being as a function people, standard of conduct, and recognize obligation, and you have the knowledge and you have the skill. So this is what the profession is all about. Being a profession. Okay, then we talk about professionalism, expression of ideas by which our profession should strive to serve the community. So when you are engineers, and then when you are professional engineers, when the title of IR, then you need to show your professionalism. Maknanya where you can express your ideas by which our profession to serve the community. Because when you as a professional, you can serve the community. Professionalism is a way of thinking and living rather than a communication of learning. So because people will take your ideas, because when you got a title of an IR, people will take your ideas. So it's a way of thinking and living rather than an accumulation of learning. Because yes, you accumulate all your learning, tapi when you are already a professional, because you act as a professional. Maknanya you act based on because when you are solving a problem, you need to, because of course you need to think, because other than you do a calculation and then you need to give an ideas. Okay, why this happened? Why this need to be done? Why this need to follow the rules and regulations? So this is a way of thinking, because you just cannot blindly, because of course you have to follow the books, but then sometimes you have to go beyond that. So that's why you need to have a very your thinking, your thoughts all are based on as professionalism. And professionalism cannot be taught by stating a code of ethics or by memorizing set of rules. Cannot be taught, because of course anything all are, you have a code of ethics, but then you don't have to memorize the rules. Of course you need, but then you know there's a rules and law, but you don't have to memorize it. But then you have to follow it. You have to follow the set of rules. Okay. But that's why professionalism cannot be taught, because by stating the code, because it's show your credibility, because your credibility, your integrity, so, and then okay, that mean to show that how professional you are. Okay, professional men. The characters marks of professional men are professional activities, responsible and special skill. You have been as a professional activity, you'll be responsible. Motivation of services. You need to be motivated for doing some things. Motivation of self-expression, joy and pride in the work to be done, self-imposed standard. When you become a professional engineer, you're going to be, you have the joy and the pride in your work. You need to be happy with the work that you do. Okay, recognition of the social duty, a standard of profession, public understanding, and public service. And this is a unique profession. What you mean? Okay, all right. I think ada link dia ikut. Okay, engineering as a system, engineering as a set of practice. So you learn engineering and education, engineering as a system dalam satu system that you need to learn, because to become a professional engineer, you need to have the basic education. There's his course of engineering, either civil engineering, mechanical engineering, chemical engineering, civil, electrical. So as long as engineering is there, then you are engineers. Not a Bachelor of Engineering Technology. Engineering Technology is BTEC. BTEC is different. BTEC you have to apply for. That's where BTEC is basically, that's where I apply for MBOT. MBOT is about TS. So when I'm a BTEC, kalau you do kalau you buat degree dekat UTHM, dia ada degree in Bachelor of Engineering Technology. But it's still engineering, but it's a BTEC. So he's not a professional, not an IR. So he need to do some courses that to complete the courses to become an IR. So tapi dia boleh become TS, technologies lah, because you have a degree in technology. Okay, and then you are going to be linked with a professional bodies. Okay, and then law of regulation of the work of engineers. This is all the code of ethics. Law apa semua ni you have to follow lah. Dia ada law but you have to follow lah the laws of as engineers. And then the culture of cooperation. Culture when you work with the society. So this is the system as engineering is a system. So you need to have all these four lah. You need to have an education, and then you need to register with the professional bodies. Basically, first of all, you need to register with Board of Engineers to want to practice as an engineer, and then after that, after 3 or 4 years experience, you will apply to become a professional engineers. To either Route 1 or Route 2 or Route 3. Okay. Okay, engineering education in Malaysia during the independent era, only 2 institutions of engineering courses. So kita ada UST Malaya, and then we have a technical college. So technical college at the end it become UTM. So you are, kalau ikut umur UTM ni, kita baru sambut 50 years, right? That the number UTM. UTM was formed in 1972, but originally UTM was technical college. So kalau ikut ni UTM, I believe is already more than 100 years. If I'm not mistaken. And we started with technical college, and then you've been upgraded to UTM. So you should be proud that you are the 2 engineering college institution that offer engineering. Jadi maknanya we are more than 100 years already. Okay, and then instead of UTM, okay, technical school, no, belum lagi, 1904. So dah 100 years kan, 1904. Now it's 2022, so 17 years. Betul? 118 years. Okay, so the early history of technical school goes back to 1904 when personnel for the public work department and the survey and land officers were much needed for the development of mining town in the federated Malay state in 1904. Jadi maknanya ini public work, PWD is basically sekarang ni adalah JKR lah. Jadi Jabatan Kerja Raya and also survey and land officers. Jadi ini pejabat tanah. Jadi maknanya kita, they want to start mining town dalam kalau belajar sejarah Federated Malay State. The main objective of establishing the technical school was to train local personnel to man the ongoing infrastructure such as cut road and railway line from the mining center Taiping to Larut, Kuala Lumpur to Selangor and Seremban to Ujung to the state of Malacca. Jadi dulu when they ada mining, because Malaysia was very kita ada khazanah mining. So jadi bila to do this mining, they need to the mode of transport is to train local, train. Jadi macam mana kita nak buat kereta api, jalan kereta api. So this the way we train the local personnel lah. So people from UK, because 1904 we are still under British colonial. So then they came here, and then we do the mining, and then they need to build the railway lines. So from Taiping to Larut, I think belajar ni semua dalam sejarah. Okay, the early years of 1900 saw Federated Malay State and Economic Center, especially in the tin industry. So maknanya rapid construction of cut roads, and jadi mana jalan batu lah dulu jalan ni. And railway line was undertaken to replace rivers between 10 to 30 farmlands for the Strait of Malacca. To meet the need of a grant of 30,000 pound. Dulu punya 30,000 pound is I think equivalent to 30 million during those days. From a philanthropy for the establishment of technical school in Kuala Lumpur was made in 1904. Jadi maknanya dia bagi kita grant 30 million pound. So I think nowadays 30 million pound in 1900 is equivalent maybe 30 million. So dia ada orang yang bermurah hati philanthropist jadi they built a technical school in 1904. So the institution of higher learning began in 1904 as a class of technical study at the Kuala Lumpur City Council building. Jadi ini kat KL. In 1906 the class became the technical school based on the Batu Lain Malay School. Ini dekat betul-betul dekat dekat mana ni, kalau you pergi KL Pertama Complex around the area lah. It was later moved to the museum building in the Bukit Nanas. Around Batu Lane, basically Batu Lane ini adalah dulu sekolah saya. Masa saya sekolah tahun 60-an, ada satu Batu Road School, BRS. Sekarang ni sekolah tu dah jadi jadi sekolah khas. Jadi Jalan Raja Laut itulah. Jalan Raja Laut itu adalah where this Batu Lane Malay School. Dia ada situ. Lepas tu in 1925 the Public Works Department opened the technical school in Jalan Brifield, Jalan Tun Semantan. Ini Jalan Tun Semantan, Kuala Lumpur, to train technical staff of PWD and the survey land officer. Jadi mana in 1925. Lepas tu ada pula lagi technical school in Jalan Brifield. Itu in 1932 the Kuala Lumpur Technical School was further expanded and its new site is the High Street in the present Jalan Bandar. Ini Jalan Bandar ni dekat bus stand Kelang. Jalan Bandar ni ada dulu situ ada balai polis. They call it balai polis Jalan Bandar. So that's where they have it. So this right at the ini dekat apa tu? Jalan Bandar dekat betul belakang apa tu? Saya lupa dah. Dekat apa mana apa nama tempat tu? Saya dah lupa. Saya walaupun saya orang KL dah lupa dah because I've been out from KL 40 years ago. Jadi saya sudah merantau. Okay, 1930 High Street tapi Jalan Bandar ni betul lah. Memang ada situ ada balai polis Kalau you browse balai polis Jalan Bandar, that's where they have the technical school kat situ dulu. Okay, in 1941 it was the cabinet that the technical school upgraded to status of a college. Jadi 1941 lah kita upgraded. So then we come Technical College of Kuala Lumpur in 1946. Okay, and then this technical college then offered a 3-year diploma courses. Jadi betulah civil, mechanical, electrical, architecture, down and country planning, land survey and quantity survey. So this is the start of the technical college dalam 1946 after the Second World War. After the Second World War, then they become a technical college of Kuala Lumpur. Dulu technical school. Lepas tu nanti after the technical college, bila technical college they dah boleh offer diploma. So this is where we started the first program in diploma. Masa tu UM they offer straight degree. Tapi diploma ni is for technical assistant lah. Maknanya TA. Jadi bila when you graduate as a diploma, you will get a TA. Then after that, we upgrade lagi lah. Bila become UTM 1972 kita dah ada degree. Jadi kita dah ada offer degree in mechanical. Okay. Alright, the construction of new technical college in Jalan Geni, then after that the technical college ni berpindah ke di mana UTM KL sekarang dan semarak Jalan Tun Kuala Lumpur bikin 1951. It became fully operational in 1955. Jadi so in 1950s lah kita berpindah ke jadi mana UTM KL berada. So in 1960 a milestone was reached when the engineering course at the level was So in 1960, so 1960. Okay, so students pursuing the courses had to sit for professional examination conducted by Institute of Civil Engineers, Institute of Mechanical Engineers, and Institute of Electrical Engineers UK. The rate of success was most encouraging. Jadi maknanya, jadi when after they started in 1960, they have the degree of mechanical. Then when they want to become a professional engineer, they have to sit this test dekat dengan UK, because we are still because masa tu kita belum ada lagi Board of Engineers. So we because we are still new, so we just follow UK punya examination. Okay. In 1967, another plan milestone was reached when the planning of committee for higher technical to upgrade the technical college to the Naval Institute of Technology with university status from 1969. So 1967, they come a decision, but 1969 onward they become a UTK, Institute of Technology, ITK, Institute of Technology with a university status. They call it ITK. Dulu kita ada dua lah. Masa zaman itu, masa itu 69, saya dah umur 7 tahun. So I remember this student from ITK came to my house, my area. Dia buat community service, CSR, bersihkan kampung semua, ITK. Tapi masa tu ITM dah ada. So kita ada dua, ITK dengan ITM. So ITK adalah Institut Teknologi Kebangsaan dan ITM adalah Institut Teknologi Mara, ITM. So and then after that in 1972 they convert the National Institute of Technology, Institut Teknologi Kebangsaan, national, nampak tu, ITK. So they 14 Mac 1972 they change itu UTM. So jadi sebab tu kita sambut baru ni 14 Mac, kita sambut 50 tahun UTM. Sebab tarikh 14 Mac ini adalah kita bertukar daripada National Institute of Technology bertukar kepada UTM. That decision was implemented with the establishment of Institute of Technology Kebangsaan and become UTM 14 March. Okay. On April 1st April 1975, the journey from school to university was completed when the teacher of became University Teknologi Malaysia lah. So maknanya ITK ni maknanya UTM itu ditubuhkan pada 14 Mac sebagai ITK, kemudian menjadi UTM 1975 bila kita Sultan Johor ini diberi sebagai Chancellor pertamanya adalah Sultan Johor. Institut Teknologi non-comparative campuses, Theatre Jalan Kuala Lumpur dan juga kampus budaya, kita tak payah cerita lah, this is all history. And the first phase of completed 1985, jadi 1985 tu faculty of FABU dengan fakulti UKO, dua. Sebab apa, kenapa FABU dan UKO ni berpindah pada tahun 1985? Sebab pada tahun 1985 ni barulah mereka membina dulu 85 tu mereka menggunakan bangunan-bangunan lama. Then after that they start to build the UTM. They start to build UTM lah. Bangunan-bangunan yang kita ada sekarang ini di UTM. Saya rasa bangunan tu adalah reka bentuk daripada arkitek, daripada orang yang buat arkitek ini dan juga survey ini. Kenapa? Mereka inilah yang mengukur bangunan-bangunan ini untuk di mana apa yang kita ada sekarang. Sebab tu dia hantar dulu fakulti architecture dengan fakulti UKO. Sekarang ni dia combine, FABU kan. Fakulti Alam Bina dan UKO. So, jadi kita mechanical pindah pindah. Okay. The school campus was officiated in 1985 by His Royal Agong Sultan Iskandar. Nowadays there are so many institutions that offer engineering to be in local university and local training foreign university lah. Okay. Current engineering education. The current engineering education system aims to produce graduates who have a strong and scientific base and are innovative, technically and professionally competent, multi-skilled and well respected. and the competency required for engineers vary across many domains. The graduate may be required to exclusively perform engineering duties or play a wider role that may include business, financial, and supervisory duties. Because even though you are engineers, you still can make business. You can become in financial, or you can become a sales engineer. Also, your supervisory duty, because we become the head of the department, supervisor of a big company or a big engineering company, then you become a head of department. Okay, so jadi maknanya kita punya, because as a mechanical engineer, you are your role is very wide. Okay. Engineering professional responsibility may include a combination of maintenance, inspection, regulatory manufacturing, design, research, and development. So when you become engineers, your work is you do maintenance. Kalau you work in a factory, maybe you are in the maintenance department, and then maybe you are in inspection because you check qualities. Ataupun dalam manufacturing, you become the regulatory bodies. And then kalau you do work in R&D, kalau you kerja dekat Proton, then you might work in the R&D. Ataupun you work in a university, you become a researcher, or ataupun you become a academician. Employers range from very small organization with very few engineers to large organization with many engineers. Kalau you go to Top Glove, a very big company who buat glove, there are many UTM engineers is there. So it's very big, and there are many engineers. So it's not possible for university to provide graduate with technical competence for all possible situations. So tapi anyhow, as a university, kita tak boleh nak provide graduate with all the technical competence for all possible situations. So you cannot be expert in all many things. You might be expert in certain things only. Okay. So like myself, even though I'm a mechanical engineer, so even though I'm automotive background, but I when talk about automotive, I doesn't know anything about engine. I know about engine, but not as what other people are doing research on engine. My expertise will be on the suspension. So my area of expertise is the active suspension, because my PhD is on the design of a suspension. So I will focus only on suspension. I know a bit about what engine is about a transmission. Okay, but then not in detail, just just the surface. But when you talk about suspension, yes, then I will know more in detail. Okay, so the usual approach is to provide a strong foundation. So in mathematics and the relevant basic sciences, upon which is built the function of engineering discipline. So when you apply to join to study engineering, that's why we look at your mathematics, additional maths, and at the same time your physics, sciences is your physics. So we need you a strong physics and mathematics at maths. So if you have a strong at math and strong physics, then you are easy sailing. That's why kalau apa yang you belajar sebelum ni dalam mathematics, dalam at maths, of course there's a lot of calculations dalam bila take engineering, mechanical, especially mechanical. That's why you need to be very good in maths and also physics, especially physics lah, sciences. Chemistry, no. Chemistry, unless you want to do chemical engineering, then you will be good in chemistry. And then you want to do biology, and we don't need biology in engineering. So biology is for if you want to become a doctor. Then you need to be good in medical. Kalau you want to do a medical, then you need to do biology and chemistry. So for us, engineering, we need to do physics and chemistry. We don't need biology. Okay. So kalau people want to do medical, so they will do physics, chemistry, and biology. Okay. When I was a technical school, sekolah teknik Bu Jaafar Seremban. Okay, then saya ambil chemistry dengan physics. Saya tak ambil biology. Okay, that's why I don't have a medical background. I have a PhD doctor, tapi doctor of philosophy, not a doctor in medical. Okay, advanced training is provided in some facility areas in the form of option or elective. So after that, you want to, okay, let's say you are doing mechanical. Now, you are the 4th year kan, you dah ambil 4 subjek elective, betul? Betul tak? You took 4 elective, right?
Betul.
Okay, that elective, that 4 elective courses that you took is where you want to become an expert in. Kalau you buat something to do with combustion engine ataupun on thermal fluids, then you will go towards air condition, apa lagi, it depends. Kalau thermal, you work on the thermal. Kalau you take elective apa yang you ambil, elective manufacturing ke, elective industry ke, ataupun design punya elective. So that's where you will continue. Kalau you dah ambil that 4 elective tu, then you want to do your master, your PhD, you will continue to that line. Okay. Okay, this produce a graduate with diverse specialization to address different job requirement. Also produce graduate with a strong foundation. They are able to follow advances in science and engineering and align themselves accordingly. So that's why bila you dalam mechanical, you ambil 4 elective. So you choose the right elective, the one that you interested of. Tapi after all, because we have a limited seats, you might do the one, take elective that you are not interested. Kan? Tapi because you have no choice, tak apa. When you do your master, you can focus back what you are interested in. Okay, additional subjects are included in the curricula to enhance specific abilities and to provide background in general areas so that they are aware and can fit into the environment they operate in. So, jadi kalau you, and then after that, when you took your final year project, FYP, so you will focus towards the 4 elective that you in the 4th year. So you focus on that one. That's how you narrow down your knowledge and what area you are good in. Because during the interview, when you go for interview, try to talk about what you are good at. Maknanya kalau when you do your FYP, so you talk about your FYP project. So you do this, you do that, and you are to show that you are capable and have the skill in this area. Okay, you talk about yourself. So you talk about when you go for interview. I don't know. I believe you will go, you ada mock-up interview kan, how to get, dulu kita panggil dia how to get yourself employed. By this time, they call it professional competency, something like that. So you took that GLL, I can't remember. Dia ada 4 benda yang you kena ambil, ada 5 professional certificate that you need to take. So you choose which one. One of that is competency. I think how to get, he replaced the how to get yourself employed. So you will go mock-up interviews by a real company. They will do a mock-up interview for you. Okay. All right. So some of these languages, civilization, moral and human integration management, law, safety, economic finance, you learn of the innovation, creativity, entrepreneurship. You belajar sekarang ni. You belajar kan? You dah ambil kan introduction to entrepreneurship? Dah ambil belum?
Ya, Doktor.
Dah kan? Okay. Siapa ajar? Tahu siapa ajar? Tak ingat? Okay. Anyway. I need to possess the correct attitude necessary for the soft skill. Jadi maknanya you ada belajar soft skill, you ada belajar team working, you ada belajar in communication. Okay, so you ada belajar apa tu, sustainability. So benda-benda ni, okay, the skill include creativity, communication, skill interpersonal, skill ability to work in a team, especially interdisciplinary team. Jadi maknanya team working. So the right attitude include professionalism, willingness to participate, concern for the environment, and the need to take into account the social, ethic, moral consequences and their decisions. So maknanya kita dalam kita punya subjek ni kita ada belajar when in your curriculum you have learn ada 12 program learning outcome kan. The number one PLO1 is knowledge, PLO2 is the analysis, and you ada PLO5 modern tools, what kind of apa tools yang you pakai, software apa yang you pakai. The modern tools. Lepas tu you ada belajar ethics, you ada PLO ethics, ada belajar ethics and moral kan. Kemudian ada sustainability, lepas tu ada long life learning. So you have learn also about finance. So these all are the PLOs that you have to be attained by the students. Okay, UTM graduate attributes communication skill, team working, problem solving, adaptability, lifelong learning, self-esteem and ethics. So these are the things, the graduate attributes. Jadi you belajar dalam subjek graduate attributes. Benda-benda ni yang you belajar, you learn. Maknanya these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 things in your graduate attributes that you learn in subject dalam you hit 2012 ke atau 1012, I can remember the code. Okay, graduate attributes. Pada semester kedua saya tak silap saya you belajar benda ni. Okay, and then you still produce graduate with the potential to become engineers and the workplace and establish engineering professionals that convert them into engineers. Jadi maknanya you learn the 4 years course of engineering, mechanical, that will convert you to become an engineers. Then after 5 years, will convert you to become a professional engineers. Okay, laws regulating on the work, Registration of Engineers Act 1967, Registry of Registration Engineers 1990 and 2015. Lepas tu nampak ni 1990 2015 punya Registration of Engineers Act Amendment. Jadi dulu benda ni berlaku pada 1997. Okay, and then tapi pada 1990 dengan 2015 kita dah buat mandatory. So you need to register. Registration of Engineers Regulation. Jadi you maknanya benda ni akta ni telah berlaku pada tahun 97 tetapi pada 1990 dan 2015 it became mandatory. Dulu orang tak kisah, people don't care. But then 1990 dan 2015 kita dah buat amendment dalam akta di parlimen dan dia menjadi mandatory. Jadi kalau kamu tak register, kamu akan boleh didakwa di mahkamah. Okay, Industrial Relations Act 1967, Factory and Machinery Act 1967, dan then betul kita ada OSHA, OSHE, Occupational Safety and Health Act 1994. So this also is very, you kena ada belajar kan OSHA punya ni, OSHE, jadi benda-benda ni ada very important, knowledgeable. Jadi ada factory yang nak, ada factory when you go for interview, they want you to have this certificate. Jadi maknanya you telah, bila you belajar 4 years dekat UTM ni, make sure you choose this OSHE punya, OSHA punya certificate ni. Because some company need this OSHA. Kalau tidak, they have to send you for a training. Tapi kalau you dah ada this certificate, I believe it can be used. Okay, professional bodies, the 3 major professional engineering bodies which engineer may be affiliated are Board of Engineer, which is a statutory body governed by the Engineering Act 1967 and with which an engineer must be registered before he can be employed or practice as engineer. Nampak tu? Maknanya which engineer must be registered before he can be employed or practice as engineer. Tapi kalau you dah dapat kerja dulu, tapi sebab surat Senate lambat, transkrip tu lambat, so then you dah dapat kerja. So go ahead, you kerja tak apa, benda because people know, we understand, and the undang-undang tu takkan begitu draconian, tapi sebab you perlukan masa, tunggu surat, kadang-kadang company tu nak sangat dengan kamu, dia ambil kamu dulu, dia kerja, tapi kamu boleh terus kerja dulu, tapi bila you dah dapat transkrip, Senate dah luluskan, you dah boleh, tetapi jangan ada baru ni semalam saya ada dapat student tu dah kerja setahun lebih, dia tak buat, so it's salah. Make sure once you get the Senate letter, immediately you register as a professional. Don't wait, dan takut you lupa. Institute of Engineers, IEM, which is learned society registered under the Society Act. Membership is voluntary, but the professional standard set by IEM for the membership are accepted by BM. As qualification for registration as a professional engineer, and the result most professional engineers are members of IEM. So, okay, tapi this is bila you, seperti saya katakan tadi, you have three routes to become a professional engineers. Either you go to board of engineers. After you register as a board with the board of engineers, and then after you serve 5 years in the factory or whatsoever, then you apply. You can apply for IR direct with the board of engineers, ataupun like I said, you can apply, become the member. Like myself, I become the member of IEM. So now you become the graduate member. Then after that, you apply for member IEM. And then after that, once you become a member of IEM, the same report that you submit to IEM to become the member of IEM, you submit to the board of engineers, then automatically they will give you the IR. So you don't have to go for the test again. The test that you did to become the member of IEM, where I get the type MIEM, so member of IEM, that same report, the experience report, the same report that you submit to IEM, we use, you tukar aja dia punya front cover punya page. When you make a report, selalu bila you buat report, you ada front cover kan, page tu. Jadi front cover tu you letak logo IEM. After that, you buang logo IEM tu, you letak board of engineers, submitted to board engineers. Then they have a meeting, board meeting, terus bagi you IR. Tak payah, dia tak ada interview dah. After if you use IEM. Okay. Okay, then Association of Consulting Engineers of Malaysia, a company not for profit and limited by guarantee comprising members who are consulting engineers and with the objective of promoting interest of consulting engineers and consulting engineers as a profession. Jadi ini ada juga body consultant engineers. Jadi dia ada body, also an NGO. When you are this under this consulting engineers, then after that you we can apply for an IR. Dia ada 3 lah. Ada 3 tadi, three major professional engineering bodies. One is the BEM, Board of Engineers of Malaysia, and then the one is IEM, Institute of Engineers Malaysia, and then this is a consulting engineers of Malaysia. Consulting engineers, also a professional bodies. Ini untuk dalam Malaysia. Okay. I think that's what we have today. So let me see. Any question? Ada apa-apa soalan? Any questions?
Doktor. Hello?
Ya. Apa dia? One minute. Sorry guys, my wife sent me a breakfast. You all semua dah sarapan belum?
Belum.
Dah sarapan belum?
Oh, belum.
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 Mak tak buat sarapan?
Tak.
Boleh.
Masak sendiri.
Duduk berapa ramai yang duduk kat UTM ni? Okay, alright. Okay, anybody want to ask questions? Okay.
Okay.
Apa soalan?
Doctor, can you explain more a bit about consulting engineer? How does it look like?
Consulting engineer. Consulting engineer is basically you work with a consultant firm. Maknanya when we work with a consultant firm, lepas tu dia ada satu body, they call it consulting engineers punya body, professional bodies. So kalau you are affiliated with this, maknanya kalau you work with basically this is where you work with because when you work with a consultant firm, maknanya you are a consultant. Kalau kamu tengok construction, when you look at the you pernah nampak tak when you ada billboard apa tu, ada signboard when you have construction happen in that place, you ada baca tak apa tu signboard tu, who's the owner dia siapa, contractor dia siapa, lepas tu siapa dia punya consultant, consultant. Jadi so this consultant is basically a company that is become a consultant to a certain project lah. Tapi so they have also a professional body on consultant engineers. Okay, so if you are affiliated with these professional bodies, so you can apply for the IR. Okay, did I answer your questions?
Yes, sir. How about the requirement, Doctor? Is it we have to get the title IR
Title what?
before we pursue for consulting engineer?
The same thing lah. Maknanya you need to be affiliated with these professional bodies lah. For example, like myself, I'm affiliated with the IEM. So I become basically when you work as a professional, when you work as in the industry, basically to become basically for me, I'm a academician. So when I'm an academician, I don't have any industry experience, right? So I have to work with the industry, joint venture, do a project with the industry. So I have a 1 year experience doing industrial work, industrial project. So I use that 1 year punya industrial project tu, I make a report. So that in that report, basically we have a analysis. And then we do a drawings, even though bukan saya yang buat that technical drawing, I have my student who do that technical drawing, but he did the drawing, but I verified the drawing. So when I verified the drawing, so I use that drawing, so that become a very thick report for about 100 pages of industrial punya project. So that report, then after that, then I put another report, basically my experience or my working experience. So from day one, I work as an engineer in Kawasaki Kawasaki company who assemble motor Kawasaki in 1990, a few months until when I apply for my IEM members, I think in 2000 berapa 2012, something like that. No, 2006. In 2006, 2007, I apply for my IEM. So then once I will show you what are the kind of report. I have the report. I will show you. Jadi maknanya kita akan apply. So you akan buat report. So that report will be certified by professional engineers. So kalau you work in your factory yang ada professional engineers, jadi that professional engineer will become your supervisor. That will supervise you punya report tu. So you do a report. One is your working experience. Because you dalam working experience tu, you adalah benda-benda yang you buat kan. You do this, you do that, so you put all that in that report. And then you choose one project that become your technical report. So you have two reports. One is experience report, working experience report. One is a technical report. So technical report mesti ada technical drawing that you verify. Can you lukis? Because you don't have to. You can do your own also. But then if you do your own, you need to find somebody to verify. Then you get somebody to do. Of course, normally you are the draftman buat the drawings, but you verify that drawing. So then become part of your technical report. So you submit that technical report to IEM. Tapi benda-benda ni kita akan cerita nanti kemudian. So when then you submit this report, and then once they are happy with your report, they will call you for interview. So they call you for interview. So after the interview will take you about maybe half an hour. After that, they will give you a set of questions. Then you choose to answer two questions within 3 hours, handwritten on the then benda tu that questions yang dia bagi tu they already give you in advance, so they give you some ideas, so you can bring all your books or whatever your notes on. Basically the question that we ask, the two questions is basically about the code of ethics. So if you are given what you're going to do, the assignment is what you're going to expect, the kind of question that you're going to expect when you apply for a member of engineers or with IEM. After that, once you get a member of IEM, then you apply for the IR with the board of engineers. If you choose route 2, kalau you choose route 1, you will apply direct dengan board of engineers. Kalau you apply with route 1, then you are not a member of IEM. Tapi being member of IEM also something prestigious lah, because this is where all the group of engineers di dalam ni, when you become a member of IEM. So tapi bila you become member of IEM and then you become an IR, you kena bayar 2 yuran. Satu yuran IEM, satu lagi yuran IR. Tapi kalau you choose route 1, board of engineers with your IR straight away with the board of engineers, you only pay 1 fees because you are not a member of IEM. Because when you become a member of IEM, of course you can attend IEM punya, you can attend IEM punya gathering ke, function ke, ataupun talk, and then you akan dibagi magazine, and then you can vote, because bila IEM ni dia are registrar of society, jadi dia ada election. So kita akan lantik president of IEM, kita ada secretary, jadi benda-benda macam tu lah. Okay, then answer your questions. Any more questions?
Clear.
Okay, oops. See.
Doctor, did you take the attendance for this class already? Did you take the attendance for
Of
this
course I
class
take
already?
attendance, but I will not take attendance now. I will take attendance when almost the end of the class. Now it's only
Okay.
9:30, so we finish class at 10 kan. So whoever join the class, then later he leave the class, then he will miss the attendance lah. Okay, any question before I share you the attendance? Dah nampak belum lagi? Any question? Any more questions?
No, Doktor.
Tak ada Okay, alright. Kalau tak ada question, I will share you the scan for the attendance. Okay, go ahead and scan. Okay, alright. So once you scan your attendance, okay, thank you for joining the class. So that's how we're going to do our class. It's basically a lot of talk and but then to prevent it from getting bored, you need, when I ask you question, you need to answer lah. So it's a two-way communication. Benda ni. So ask question whenever you don't understand. Okay, I think that's about it. You punya lecture for today. So you are done. I go very fast. So I have about 6 slides. So every week. So I will share this slide in the e-learning after the class. If I share you early, you might not come to the class. So I will only share you the slide after every class. Maybe later this afternoon I will share in the e-learning. If I share you early, then you will not attend the class. Okay. all of you scan it. Even though this class is only, this section only 27 people, tetapi everybody will scan. Kita ada 100 over. Tadi ada 80 lebih je yang attend this class. So what happened to the rest? So anyway, it's okay. So if you less 80%, you be ni lah. Okay. Alright, any questions? Kalau tak ada apa question, alright, thank you. Assalamualaikum, you can leave. So siapa yang tu, you can scan, after that you can leave. Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doktor. Assalamualaikum.
Salam.